Welcome to the life you crave. Simple and sustainable weight loss for women who have better things to do than diet. I'm your host, Leah Pinelli. I help ambitious, badass women stop overeating, overworking, and overgiving to lose weight from a place of love. I'll help you simplify weight loss, end your overwhelm, and create the life you crave. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe to this podcast. Let's get started. Well, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Life You Crave podcast. Today we are talking about one of my favorite things to really think about, which is the idea of elegant eating, or more specifically, elegant eating over the holidays, elegant holiday eating. And the reason that I love to think about this idea so much is because for so many years of my life, I mean decades, I literally mean like since I was a young child, to me, the holidays made me think of gluttony. Although I didn't think of it as gluttony then, I just thought of it as like time to eat and time to stuff myself. And I remember growing up, it was like mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving were my absolute favorite, and stuffing. I loved the stuffing. My mom made like a Sicilian style stuffing. And then at Christmas, you know, being Italian American, it was all about the pasta, and we had homemade fresh fettuccine. And on Christmas Eve, we would have the seafood. I mean, the holidays are all about eating, all about eating. And to be honest with you, they are, and they still should be inclusive of eating, right? Like across every culture in the world, we break bread together. We eat together. Eating is a social event. We celebrate with food and with drink. And this is not a bad thing. It's just a bad thing when it becomes about overeating and overconsumption. Now, why is that bad? It's bad because of two reasons. One, it doesn't feel good. And in my world, if it doesn't feel good, we shouldn't do it. And that goes for pretty much everything, except for maybe a colonoscopy, right? Like, okay, let's get real. But if it doesn't feel good, we shouldn't do it. And there's a way to enjoy the holidays, to like really, really enjoy them and really, really enjoy the food without overdoing it, right? There's a point of diminishing returns, and it is possible to not go there, right? Or to go just to the point of diminishing returns and then stop. So before I go on to talk about elegant eating, I want to let you know that I am offering a free 90-minute masterclass on November 20th, 2023. It is the Monday before Thanksgiving. I figured the timing is perfect, right? Because if you're anything like the 8-year-old me, or the 15-year-old me, or the 25-year-old me, or even the 35-year-old me, you are looking forward to stuffing your face on Thanksgiving. Or I should say, I was both of these things. I was also terrified of the guilt and shame I would feel for overeating, and also terrified of my clothes not fitting. I have a really funny story about how I literally split my pants up the backside at work at a very exclusive jazz club as a bartender when I went back to work after Christmas, because I squeezed myself into pants that did not fit me after overeating on the holidays. So I get it. I have been there. So this masterclass, it's called Elegant Holiday Eating. And in this masterclass, I'm going to actually walk you through step by step my process for not overeating over the holidays. So how to really maximize pleasure, how to enjoy all of the foods that you love, but to do it in a way that you actually end up feeling wonderful after you've eaten, and not like a stuffed turkey. And all of your clothes still fit when the holidays are over. There's no splitting your pants in front of people after the holiday season. So I will be taking you through that process. Again, that is November 20th. And you can sign up for that masterclass by heading to my website, leahpinelli.com, and click on free masterclass. Or you can go to leahpinelli.com/elevated eating to sign up for that masterclass. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be jamming. Okay, let's talk a little bit about elevated eating. So I don't normally do this, but I actually decided to look up the definition of the word elegant. And the definition that I found that I actually really like, I found a couple, of course, but this is from Oxford Languages. Elegant, when it comes to a scientific theory or a solution to a problem, which is how I am using elegant. It's a solution to a problem. Elegant means pleasingly ingenious and simple. I'm going to say that one more time. Pleasingly ingenious and simple. And that is truly how I think about elegance. I think about elegance as being beautiful simplicity. And without getting too deep into it, I choose the word elegant when it comes to eating, mainly because it's kind of reflective of the opposite of the way that I used to eat. I used to eat with a huge lack of elegance. I was anxious about eating. I was excited about eating. And I would overeat. I would eat quickly and I wouldn't chew my food and I would inhale. And full disclosure, I still do that sometimes, right? But the point is that when I step into this vision of myself, this elevated self, this higher level, my highest self, right? When I think about her, she's not stuffing her face with mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving. She is genuinely enjoying the company that she's keeping at Thanksgiving. She's enjoying the champagne or the martini. She's enjoying the food, but more importantly, she's enjoying the entire experience. She is enjoying the clothes that she's wearing. She's enjoying that she feels good in her own skin and that the way she is dressed is representative of her personal style, right? She's enjoying the company. She's enjoying a beautiful bottle of wine. She's enjoying dessert, if that's her thing. To be honest with you, I've actually never been a fan of pie. I know it's very un-American of me, but I'm not. Now, if you serve some chocolate cake at Thanksgiving, that'd be a different story. But the point is that whatever that means to you, to really imagine and vision, use the faculty of your imagination to really envision what an elegant Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating, envision what elegance would feel like for you. Now, I'm going to give you one tip. I don't normally tell people what to put in your vision, and we're going to be talking about this at length in my masterclass. But I promise you, on my masterclass on November 20th, I promise you, what is a part of elegant eating for all of us, I'm absolutely sure of this, is not eating foods that we don't actually enjoy, right? So what I mean by this is I've been known, for example, Halloween. I'm actually recording this on Halloween. So Halloween is tonight, and I have definitely been known to sit down with the bowl of my kids' Halloween candy and pick through it for all of the 100 grands, Kit Kats, Twix, those are some of my favorites, and eat them without really tasting them. And when I really taste what 100 grand tastes like, you guys, it tastes like plastic. I know. You're probably like, no, it doesn't. Yeah, go taste it. It tastes like plastic. It also gave me a horrible stomach ache 2 years ago, or maybe it was just a year ago, but I try to avoid them now. Or I don't try to, I do avoid them now. But the point is that, that is not real pleasure for me. Eating a stale piece of Halloween candy is not real pleasure for me. However, if you were to bring me a box of Rakuni chocolates from San Francisco's Ferry Building, I promise you that is some real pleasure for me. Now, I'm not saying it's because one is of super high quality and one is of low quality. I'm not saying it has anything to do with that. What I'm saying is the way that those flavor notes hit my palate is two totally different experiences, and I totally prefer the Rakuni, okay? So now, just to prove to you that I'm not a snob, I also would totally choose ballpark nachos with that gooey cheese that somehow is real cheese, I guess. I would totally choose that over some fancy cheese any day. I love ballpark nachos. So just to prove to you that this is not some kind of San Francisco snobbery, although it kind of is some San Francisco snobbery. But anyway, you get my point. So the point is that when you are envisioning your holiday, and you guys have to envision that holiday. I'm going to take you through an entire process to do that. We have a visioning masterclass coming up in December. Don't worry, it's before Christmas, so I got you. But you want to really get a picture of what it is that you would love for your holiday experience to be like. And I invite you to get a holistic picture that has to do with the connections you're making, the experiences you're having, the conversations you're making, the clothes that you're wearing, the way you're feeling in your body, the activities that you're doing, and the food that you're eating and the drinks that you're drinking. And when it comes to all of those things, you want to think about, is this real pleasure? Or am I just kind of stuffing my face with 100 grams because it's what everybody does after their kid goes to bed on Halloween, right? Like, which one is it? And if you get real pleasure from stuffing your face with mashed potatoes like I used to, then I promise you this. There is a point where the pleasure stops. And for most of us who have a habit of overeating, we continue to eat anyway. But the pleasure hasn't like totally stopped. Sometimes it does. But a lot of times we just keep going because we are first of all, we aren't really examining whether or not we're still getting pleasure from eating that thing. And second of all, it's like we're chasing the dopamine hit. We keep thinking that just one more bite and it'll taste as good as it did that first bite. Just one more bite, and it doesn't. But we go on autopilot, and now we have been sucked into the world of what I call false pleasure. And it's false pleasure because your brain thinks, oh, I love mashed potatoes, so the more I eat, the more pleasure I'm going to get. Now, you're not consciously thinking that, but you're subconsciously thinking that. So what you want to do is you really want to identify ahead of time, what is real pleasure for me this holiday season? What is real pleasure for me on Thanksgiving, on Halloween? And I'm actually thinking about this tonight. What is real pleasure for me tonight, Halloween? And I've got some ideas about that, but I won't go into detail. But you really want to think about this ahead of time. Again, we're going to be getting into way more detail about this at the November 20th masterclass. So make sure you sign up at leahpinelli.com/elevated eating, or just click on free masterclass on my website, leahpinelli.com, because I have another really important step for you after this one that will be very helpful to combine. So you're going to identify, and in our masterclass, I'm going to take you through the steps of actually identifying what is real pleasure versus false pleasure for you. Because what it is for you is not necessarily what it is for me. Like I said, there are some of you who probably totally love 100 grams, like for real. And I just don't, right? Or some of you, I'm sure, love a mani-pedi. I hate them. I get them, but I hate them. I don't love doing them. They're not real pleasure for me. So it's important that you recognize what's real pleasure, what's false pleasure. And then really, really committing to becoming a woman who prioritizes real pleasure. And that's the key, you guys, because when you become a woman who prioritizes real pleasure, you are becoming a different human. You are evolving your identity. You are elevating your identity. You're elevating your experience. You are elevating your entire self-image when you declare, I am a woman who only engages with real pleasure, and I don't F around with false pleasure, right? That's not who I am. I used to be a woman who would, take a face plant into that Halloween candy basket, but not anymore. I'm now a woman who prioritizes real pleasure. And you guys, here's what I want you to know. When you prioritize real pleasure, you actually get more pleasure overall. Because now, this is what I mean about the elegance of it, the simplicity of it. It's kind of like this concept of minimalism, right? That I'm sure that you're familiar with. It's like the less you have, the more you enjoy it. And I don't mean that you're going to restrict yourself in some kind of crazy portion control and only have one bite. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you really pay attention and notice that point of diminishing return and notice, okay, how much of this pumpkin pie actually brings me a great deal of pleasure? And where is that point where the pleasure starts to diminish, starts to dissipate? And if you are really prioritizing your own pleasure, and if you are really, truly committed to increasing your pleasure factor by decreasing your false pleasures, you will have the best holiday you've ever had. You will feel good in your skin. You will feel good in your outfit. And by the way, if you don't have any clothes that you feel good in, please go buy yourself a Thanksgiving outfit before the day comes, or Halloween outfit. I'll tell you that it's going to be really cold tonight where I am. So I am not getting dressed up in my costume. I'll be in a parka and Uggs. That'll be my Halloween costume. But I want you to feel so good in your own skin walking in to Thanksgiving, walking in to the Christmas holiday, so that you can really enjoy the entire experience because you are a woman who prioritizes real pleasure. Okay, you guys, I'm keeping it short and sweet today. I've got so much more for you. I really hope to see you at the masterclass. Again, head to leahpinelli.com/elegant eating to sign up for that masterclass, or leahpinelli.com, click on free masterclass. And again, in that masterclass, I'm going to give you the steps. There's more than just real pleasure and false pleasure. And I'm going to give you all of those steps at that masterclass, along with a whole bunch of what I call pattern interrupts to help you really change your habits during the holidays so that when you go into autopilot and maybe start with this, 15th, 16th, 17th bite of mashed potatoes, I'm going to give you some tools for how to intervene on yourself, but in a way that feels like love and feels elegant. It doesn't feel like deprivation or restriction or any of that. Okay, everybody, I can't wait to see you on November 20th at the Elevated Eating Masterclass. See you soon.
You've been listening to The Life You Crave. I lost 30 pounds years ago without dieting, willpower, or deprivation. I'm on a mission to help other women, including you, do the same. You can book a free weight loss strategy session with me over at leahpinelli.com. That's LIAPINELLI.com. See you on our next call or on the next episode. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on iTunes.